video.
Yeah. So special thanks to Draco for making this intro video for us here.
Nice.
We got 2, 1.
That's not your logo.
That is not my logo. There we go.
You're all 70s.
White Lily, Winter Beer, Factory.
No power.
No power.
Wow.
Co-host and story consultant.
What, is everyone getting credits now?
Beard of the Dragon and Angel of Darkness.
Why is everyone getting credits now?
And script specialist.
I already feel awkward about this.
Oh my god, what did I
do
stumble
love
into?
these, but I have comics done.
Anyway, well, thank you
Nice.
so much, Draco.
I have some notes.
Exactly.
Don't ever do that again.
I feel so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was this
where's
your
Diane? Fuck.
was
She
this
did Lilo
your,
and Stitch.
your brainchild, Diane?
No,
What?
No.
What?
no. So somebody made this for you.
That was not me. No.
Yeah. Hold on.
No,
This
well,
one-
what I'm saying is, where's your credit? You did Lilo and Stitch. You have the biggest credit of all of us.
There we go. Hold up. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go. Well, sadly, her work was uncredited.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I'm an intern.
She was an intern. at the time.
I was an intern. That's why.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to.
If I'm not under
Yeah.
contract, Disney don't.
I
Disney don't give you
believe
credit.
Draco read and really liked the Palace 5e adventure, and he gave a review in my Discord, which was real positive. And I said, "That's cool. Do you think you could post that review to this site here?" And he said, "Yeah, no problem." But
So far, not.
so far, there are 0
Nothing.
reviews
Yeah.
on said site.
Yeah.
Oh well. Oh well.
You got a 3?
I'd review it, but I've already, edited it.
I have haters. What do you want? Let's see.
Hi, John.
So, yeah.
Hi.
Hello, John. So we got a lot of stuff tonight, including something that we haven't even announced yet, which is Lords of Iron issue 2.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Woohoo! Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been writing.
I have been writing. I
That's it.
know.
I love it. Yeah.
Congrats.
How do we even close
Click
this?
on line types, like the icon. The icon. It looks like a keyboard.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Awesome.
You use this software so regularly, Preston.
I do. I never close that thing except when I want because I
That's like the one part of the interface I have to fight all the time.
okay.
Ah.
All right, we got stuff. John, why don't you see how we do here? Narrate for us.
All right, give me 1 second.
Okay. And
That
we got a lot of pages. Oh wait, and we have running late. I should be there. Okay, around 6 p.m. my
That's
time. Joseph,
I
believe.
think 8:00 your time. He's
Oh,
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. Yeah.
It's
Well,
8 o'clock
yeah.
right now.
Seattle would actually be 9 o'clock because it's 7 o'clock right now Central.
Okay.
So it would be.
No, it wouldn't.
Well,
I'm
no,
Eastern
that would
and it's
be-
8. It would be like 11. No,
Yeah.
11 is it's 11 right now.
No,
So
it's
9 would be
2 hours
midnight.
earlier right now in the Pacific Coast. So it's 5 o'clock right now in the Pacific Coast.
Yeah, you're Central,
Oh,
right?
I'm backwards.
Preston?
I'm backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Mountain.
It's 9 o'clock here, but anyway.
Yeah, so it's 2 hours difference because for me it's 3.
Yes.
Right.
So for him, it's 5 o'clock Pacific, and an hour from now it'll be 6 o'clock Pacific.
And then he'll arrive, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna punch something up, which is something we don't do enough of here.
Exactly.
Maybe.
All right, John, where were you?
All right, I'm here. I got my drink. I'm not putting on my camera
Is it
tonight 'cause I
drink
had a
or is it
bad
drank?
day, so
drink.
okay, page 1, panel 1.
Okay, it's John. It's drank.
Drink.
Forward cannon of the LMB Industries Dragon Armored Troop Carrier bears directly on the main gate of a large V complex constructed from the black organic goo used for the native Venus buildings, issue 1, embedded into a large Earth metropolitan area.
Mr.
Assigned to
Moses,
the
right.
left of the gate reads Human Outreach and Healing Center. 2V Bioroid Knights stand in front of the gate, their shoulder autocannons bristling in response. A temporary shrine dedicated to Taylor sits to the side of the entrance, erected by that shouldn't be a period. Erected by a compassionate mob over many days, shows candles.
Oh, okay.
By compassionate mob over many days, shows candles and pictures. Right? Am I wrong or no?
No, no, you're right.
No, I think it should have been a period, and the erected should have been capital E, as indicating
Do
the
that
start of a
then.
new
Okay,
sentence.
fine. I'm
Okay.
easy.
Erected by a compassionate mob over many days,
Comma.
shows
There we go.
candle.
Comma. Yeah. And then we'll just go. It shows. How about that?
There you go. Okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
There we go.
that's a sentence fragment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there-
I'll let Danny figure that out. Okay.
a temporary shrine dedicated
Pictures
to
bearing
society
the face of
entrance.
chubby individual with multicolored hair.
Okay. I'll edit
There we
that
go.
later.
Loud
I
and
will
speak.
say you have 2 hours to surrender the human Kno as Taylor into our custody before we shatter these gates and proceed inside.
There we go.
Panel 2, a projector node in both of the side-by-side Bioroid Knights armor activates, shining 2 intersecting beams of prismatic light, red through violet. A silhouette of Trinity forms at the beam's juncture.
Dun, dun, dun.
Panel 3, foreground, the fully formed hologram of Trinity stands before the dragoon carrier. Background, the Bioroid Knight stands rigid, projecting the prismatic beams that form Trinity. I know it says Dragoon here. Did it say Dragoon up at the top? 'Cause
It
I thought
did.
Yes,
said
it did.
Dragon.
It did.
Okay, so I just can't read.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I can't write. So don't worry about it.
Nice.
I love everything about this show.
Yes.
So we need who wants to be Trinity? Diane, why don't you be Trinity? There you
It's a good
That's
pick.
sexist. No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
go.
I'm kidding.
Where were you when we were reading Palace? You could label everything misogynist.
No,
Right.
I'm completely kidding, dude. No, if I do all the voices, do I have to make them all different?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Your actions have activated this avatar of Trinity, a singular being of 3. We are currently being contacted on our home world, where your words and actions will be evaluated and an appropriate response issued.
Page 2, Panel 1. Panel 1. Space Cavalry Commander Mars Agrippa stands in the cramped space of the Dragoon's transport bay, briefing his squad of 8. A mecha support structure built into the bay provides a mechanical cradle for the mech, as well as power and supply cables, and arrays the 8 facing each other, with Agrippa at the far end. 4 brandish a large machine gun mounted by a frame to their power armor. Alpha Knight Cooper, Beta Knight Ugarit, Beta Knight Khufu, and Delta Knight Iconis, the only one that's not gendered. The other 4 carry assault rifles and an over-the-right shoulder grenade launcher extending from their armor. Alpha Knight Hess, Beta Knight Gamboni, Beta Knight Tamora, and Delta Knight Hernandez.
Larry.
Nice. All right. All right, people. We're about to fly out of this transport and into the history books. Remember the rules of engagement handed down directly from the President Gonzalez. On my order, we'll take out those 2 bioroids and breach the complex. Let's go.
Page 3, Panel 1. Delta Knight Hernandez and Ichonas lead the squad out of the open hatch at the rear of the transport.
Hoorah.
Panel 2, Agrippa flies into space into the space above the Dragoon transport, escorted by Alpha Knight Cooper and Hess.
Sorry. Cooper, Hess, take the top of the V complex.
Yes, Commander.
Panel 3, foreground, Cooper and Hess use the jets in their power armor to land in a standing position on top of the roof of the V complex, where they take aim at the backside of the Bioroid Knights. Background, below, the other humans in the assault squad fan out in a semicircle, training their guns on the same targets who no longer project any video. Commander Agrippa stands atop the Dragoon's cannon.
We're here for a proof of life for the human known as Taylor, who entered this complex 23 days ago. Human experimentation constitutes a war crime under the Treaty of Phobos. We have a right to inspect your captive, and the treaty authorizes force if you fail to comply.
We'll be back to you just as soon as we can, all right?
Panel 4, page 4, panel 1. Agrippa looks down from his perch atop the cannon of the Dragoon APC as Trinity's hologram provides an update.
All
And we have
right.
a caption an hour later. I mean,
An hour later.
Oh.
All
1
right.
hour later.
All right. Listen up, y'all. We are here to teach peace and harmony. Just because that you have the power, to destroy, doesn't mean it's right. Taylor came to live here and try a different way of life. Will certainly make him available to give y'all a statement. Oh, I'm supposed to do this country accent, huh?
yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me do that.
Well,
It's
supposed
Oklahoma.
to.
Oh, is she?
Society
Okay.
is supposed to.
Taylor came to live here and try a different way of life, and will certainly make him available to give y'all a statement. And if you kind of caught us in the middle of something right now, you're just going to have to come back in a week or so, and we'll present Taylor then.
That is the most Texas I've ever heard you be.
Thank you.
Panel
I've lived here
2.
my entire life, and I don't sound like that.
Nice.
Panel 2. Agrippa fires a shoulder-mounted rocket at one of the bioroids to which he was aiming.
I don't think so. Fire.
Panel 3. From their strategic positions, both at street level and flying above it. Cooper and Hess, I don't know what that means. Cooper and Hess fire from their standing vantage on top of the V complex as the V bioroids take fire from all sides. Bap, 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 foosh.
Yeah. It should be the squad fires. There we go.
That makes a lot more sense.
That does, yeah. All right.
Happens.
Page 5. I know, of course, but if it was my script, Danny would be saying, "Oh, you're writing with one hand again." Page 5, panel 1. The
Okay,
two bioroids
the
and the
reason,
entire
John,
front gate of the complex shatter to pieces as the explosions and heavy round rip right through them. Boom, crash. Panel 2. Agrippa stands before the main door to the V complex, his squad trailing behind him.
All right, squad. This is how we came to do things.
Next line.
Oh, sorry. Beta Knight Gambini, take the plasma bayonet to the front door, melt it open.
Is it Gambini or Gamboni?
Gamboni.
Gamboni.
Yes, sir.
Gamboni.
Sorry.
Yes,
Gamboni.
sir.
Like Zamboni, but Gamboni. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
I got that reference.
Okay.
Panel 3. Gamboni's forearm-mounted jet of superheated flame contacts the black surface of the organic V material that compromises the door. Agrippa watches from a few meters back.
That stuff's pretty heat resistant, Commander. Might take several minutes to cut through.
Stay on it. We can't afford blowing the door and possibly killing the hostage in the pressure wave. Hernandez and
Echinos.
Echinos. Help him. There we go.
Panel 4. Hernandez, Echinos, and Gamboni all try to melt through the front entrance to the complex with this plasma bayonet.
Should be there. Plasma. Sorry, not there.
Mhm.
That stuff's got a melting temperature like nothing I've ever seen.
IR scan. Oh, that's
no,
Agrippa. That's
Yeah. IR scans show a softening structure. Stand back and we'll hit it with a door dart. So that should be will, right? Like
Yeah, you're
we
right.
will. Yeah.
Like we will. We'll hit it with a door. There we go.
That makes more sense.
That does sense. Think about it.
Page 6, panel 1. The squad stands away from the door, which shows no signs of any heat distress. Agrippa supervises Alpha Knight Hess, who takes aim at the door with his over-the-shop launcher.
While we're young, Hess.
Yes, sir.
Preston, you can't
Panel-
be everybody. You've already written it.
All right, Danny, you can be Hess. There you go.
Panel 2, Hess' face shows his surprise as the door slides open.
Wait, it's opening.
Panel 3,
Seriously?
Trinity's
Wait,
hologram
sorry.
stands in the near open door.
Seriously, are we allowing your forces to retreat from Sirius?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Serious.
Yeah.
Sirius? And this is how you repay us?
Panel 4, Agrippa stands before Trinity's hologram as he prepares to enter the complex.
Show us Taylor, and we'll call off the attack right here.
Invaders will be skewered.
Nice.
Page 7, panel 1, Agrippa steps through the hologram of Trinity and inside the complex, with Hess and Cooper following close behind.
All right, crew, let's get some.
Hurrah.
Panel 2, 2V warriors come to oppose Agrippa as he enters the complex.
I see 2 hostiles.
Panel 3, foreground, Agrippa slices through the lead warrior with his, I guess that should be lead warrior, with
Yeah.
his plasma bayonet. Background, Cooper and Hess moves into the complex. Cooper lines up his machine gun.
No, you were right.
No,
Tristan.
you had it fine. Lead and
Right,
lead
yeah,
are spelled
yeah,
the same
yeah.
way.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was my bad.
Yeah.
I missed. Yeah.
It
Cooper
works either
lines
way.
up his.
Yeah.
Well, only if he's made of lead.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Wait, he's not made of lead.
Yeah.
I'm
Then
imagining this
he's
all
the lead
wrong.
warrior.
Yeah.
Again, I just cold reading. I thought he said lead warrior, and I'm like,
That's
no,
fine.
that doesn't
Yeah,
sound right.
no.
Lead warrior.
Yeah.
Cooper lines up his machine gun, looking to take out the other. Shh.
Scratch 1.
Panel 4, Cooper's machine gun shreds the other warrior. Bam, 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 bam.
Boom, 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 boom.
Page 8, panel 1. In the dim light of the interior, Agrippa struggles to discern what represents a threat. Thousands of flies buzz around the animal remains housed in 3 black urns set in the floor before a raised platform. One urn bears an upside-down cross. One bears an upside-down right hand with an embedded eye and a hazma, and the last bears an upside-down pentagram.
What the hell is this?
Panel 2, over-the-shoulder flashlights from Cooper, Hess, and Agrippa and Hernandez pierce the darkness as the squad explores the strange interiors.
Looks like some kind of occult symbolism.
Dun,
wanna
dun,
go
dun.
You can be Taylor.
I think that's Tyler.
Taylor?
It's
It's
a different
Taylor.
spelling of Taylor,
Yeah,
but it's
Taylor.
Taylor.
It's Taylor.
Yeah.
Is he the was it Irresistible Captain Taylor from that anime?
Well,
Not
okay,
quite.
as we've
Also,
mentioned,
that show is awesome.
changing-
and Preston should
actually,
watch
I think you mentioned
The show
it.
is awesome.
Changing
Yeah.
somebody's name
Yeah.
in the middle of a story makes it a little confusing.
This
as
is
to
the
whether or
first
not
time
it's supposed to be the
I've
same-
a
introduced.
little. It's incredibly confusing.
Okay.
Who is this
So
guy?
Taylor is a different person from Taylor.
Okay.
Can I say
Who's
something now?
voicing
Can I
Taylor?
say my line now?
I'm sorry, not Taylor. Tyler.
Okay.
But
It's like
Taylor.
Ty.
It's Taylor.
Tyler.
It's Taylor.
Tyler.
Just
It's Taylor.
he's off panel anyway, so let's.
And what would you know of the spirit world, Beta Knight Frederick Hess?
Who
Very
said that?
snarky there.
There you go.
Panel
Who said that?
3 beams of white light shine from the ceiling of the complex onto the 3 urns full of guts. Swarms of flies buzz. Agrippa, Hess, and Cooper keep their distance and watch suspiciously.
That's you.
It's me, Hess, the human that you came looking for.
Panel 4. The 3 urns spill their contests onto the floor into a combined pile of blood, muscle, and internal organs as the flies feast.
I'm flesh and blood, just like you.
He's something.
Page 9, panel 1. Foreground, slender black mechanical arms extend from both ceiling and floor, which sculpt the guts into a grossly humanoid form surrounded by a cloud of flies. Background, Agrippa and his full squad of subordinates stand wary as they observe from a safe distance.
Just give me a minute to put myself together.
Wow. I love this, by the way.
This is awesome.
Why don't you name him Bell?
It's a good use of the line, as corny as it is.
Yeah.
You could name him Bub.
I could. Whoever
Or
wants
Bob.
to be Fernandez.
Blob.
Fernandez has a line.
Go, Danny.
What the hell is this?
Stay tight, people.
Panel 2. The mechanical hands drap a black tarp over the
Drape?
misshapen pile of guts.
Is that D-R-A-P? Yeah, drape.
Yeah.
Drape.
That's right.
No,
Yeah.
Drape.
No.
No, it
Wait.
should be drape.
It's like it's felt like grape.
Oh,
Yeah,
Drape.
Yeah, that's right. You're sorry. Right.
Okay.
No,
Should it be draped or draped?
No, it should be draped, just like it is.
All right.
Well,
And
it should
really,
still be in the active voice.
okay,
Yeah.
active voice.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And really, what are any of us but bags of meat and guts anyway?
Ugh.
What is
Panel
a man?
3.
What's the
Mechanical
matter?
hands puts a wig of bright neon hair on the misshapen bag and draws 2 eyes and a smiling mouth.
That is hilarious.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah,
This is
I
so
love
good.
this.
that's gonna be a great image in the comic. So, yeah.
You got a line.
You should put googly eyes on him.
Okay.
I feel like googly eyes actually might make this better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, get a good look. Googly eyes.
Page 10, panel 1, because I guess we're not reading the rest of that page. Panel 1 with
It's right
discuss.
here. That was that page. That was.
Oh, he missed the line in between.
Oh.
Wait, wanted proof of life. That part.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So.
Oh, did
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah,
oh, did I
okay,
miss that?
Yeah,
This
Yeah.
is
Oh, okay.
Diane's fault.
Yeah.
Diane, this is all your fault.
You wanted a proof of life, Commander. Well, this is how alive I was in your society.
Panel 4. Hess looks on in horror as the mechanical hands throw the black bag of guts towards him.
And here, get a good look.
Page 10, panel 1. With disgust on his face, Hess deflects the thrown bag of guts with his outstretched hands, causing the bag to rip and spill its contents, which include an explosive onto him.
Stay back.
Panel 2. Inset into 1. The magnetic explosive housed in the bag of guts attaches itself to Hess's armor and activates.
Oh no, Hess. It's got a bomb.
Panel 3. The squad duck for cover in horror as the bomb explodes, dismembering Hess. Boom.
Yay.
Shit.
All right.
So,
Go ahead.
so I guess you're not sticking with the PG-13 rating on this show, huh?
No.
This is PG-13.
Well,
That gore is might be pushing that a little bit.
a little bit, but yeah.
A little bit.
Not really.
All right.
I mean, when I'm trying to pitch a PG-13 comic, I don't go to the most goriest thing that I've got on my table.
That's
Okay. Well,
But that's okay.
I've decided I want to go in more of a horror direction. I think.
Yeah.
I
that's fine.
think space horror is really good when
Yeah,
you
space
already
horror is-
Space Horror is awesome.
are
Yeah.
inspired by
Yeah.
H.R. Giger. You might as well lean into it.
Yep,
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Diane, what do you think?
So far I love Taylor.
Okay.
He's that character like actually tickles me pink.
Okay.
It is actually it's interesting. You had got some conflict in here. A lot of characters though. I assume that they don't quite have any personality as of yet. Other than they're knights and
Yeah.
they're gonna go out and do stuff.
They're Marines. They're gonna
Yeah.
die.
They're good Marines. They're gonna die. So
I
you're
know,
doing
thanks
this
for
for
a guess,
body.
they're not going to get personalities until they survive this mission.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
So they're technically just like cannon fodder for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. But so far, I'm kind of
Uh,
wondering who will survive.
there you go.
So-
Larry.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see Lords of Iron back because I like the first issue. So,
Good.
yeah, nice pacing, good action, quippy dialogue, which is nice. Some references to Alien, which is good, and Prometheus maybe a little bit too.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
bit.
I like it. It's going in a good direction. So,
John.
Yeah, I liked it. It was what page numbers were these?
1 to 10, issue 2.
So did Taylor go in issue 1? I thought that was all part of issue 2.
No, Taylor went in issue 2.
no, he
Right,
was
this is
never in
issue
issue
two.
1.
Yeah.
It's the first time.
Issue 1 is when you have White Lily.
Yeah, that's
War.
when you have the showdown in series with the big.
Right. So when did he get out of the car and go into the?
Yeah, before
the-
page 1.
Before page 1, between issues 1 and 2, Taylor did that, and then we opened.
Oh, okay.
there
So that got cut out of issue 2.
that
then.
got cut out. Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
So wow. That kind of was interesting, useful to have to kind of set this up. So that's.
I gave you a shrine to the right of the gate that indicates people were missing him.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway, right. Good things. Yeah. So it's the characters are interesting. The world's interesting. It had some good, funny, quirky lines. So.
Well, I
Yeah.
noticed the shrine at the beginning. I liked it. I thought it was efficient. It's a good use of a page 1.
There you go.
People spend more time looking at that page than pretty much anything else.
It's true.
I really liked it. It was really boring for like 3 pages, and it was fucking awesome. So, way to go! You've totally sold me. The bag of meat with the hand drawn smiley face is so good.
I
then, like,
I love that.
Just like the random sort of off other video game quotations really tickled my fancy. I really like where this is going. I like how it establishes a conflict early. I like how it establishes multiple conflicts early, because this is also basically a reboot.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And it does it all very effectively, like in 3 or 4 pages, and then just gets on with like, all right, now let's see what these guys are up to. And then as a contribution to your series, of course, you're dealing with the Knights like immediately after having already dealt with the Knights. So it's not going to lose the reader.
Mhm.
And you have clearly shown that time has passed since that war. And I think that's actually also really effective in just being like, okay, well, it's not like proper sequential, like we're going to have some time jumps between issues. So you establish all this stuff real early, which is the way to do it. And gives you a lot of opportunities to jump around as you keep dealing with this stuff later on in the series. I really like it.
All right, constructives. Who wants to go first? Diane, you got anything? Wait,
I'll just wait until everybody else says
All right.
something.
John.
Yeah, John hated it. Go.
All right,
John.
yeah, go, John.
No, I guess coming off of, I guess, I guess I just feel like stuff's missing. Like we don't know I guess I have no connection to Tyler anymore. Tyler,
Yeah.
whatever his name is. And I feel like this kind of loses that because that scene of him getting out of the car and all of that was no longer there. Not that was like the most stunning, bestest thing ever, but I just feel like I don't know. I guess the shrine just like I didn't really understand what the whole point of it is, and I don't quite follow what the reasoning behind all of this, because all of that kind of stuff all got kind of cut. So I guess it's like we're getting the war without the reason for the war. So I'm a little confused. It's just, so I guess that's just.
All right. Larry.
Yeah. I don't really have much constructive to say.
All right,
but
Danny, go ahead.
Yeah.
You go into the building with too many people who don't die quickly.
Okay.
Kill them all.
If
No,
the
like, you
explosion
have
at
a-
the end takes out 3 people, are you happier?
No, these are badass Knights of the Republic. Like, let's have them all just, like, 3 of them just die one at a time until only Agrippa is left or whatever.
Okay.
You don't need to go in with 10 people. I mean, the place is in, like, LA. It's not LV 365 or whatever.
Right.
So, hey, you guys watch the tanks and shoot them if they make a move. We're going to go in and rescue the dude. Is a legit strategy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it saves you from having to name a bunch of people or block them in as yet undesigned corridors. So I'm not sure if it's super necessary. I don't know how much longer you're going into this, but like, it is worth considering. I think John does have a point also with
Of course, I have a point.
the thing about Taylor. I do recommend, like, remember in like the previous draft you had like the newscaster sort of explain, like, this is like way a few drafts ago.
Yes.
You had, like, a newscaster being like, oh, everyone's all like torn up about it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, maybe have a news report being like, oh, 1 year ago today this happened, and now, like, it's page 1. Right.
Yeah.
So reestablish everything. You still need to say like 2 years later at the top of page 1 anyways.
That's true. Yeah.
So you might as well also have a bit of exposition because you got the room. And I think that's going to address John's problem quite a lot, especially because dialogue actually slows the reading down. So letting people sit on page 1, that's going to have some really nice art, is actually a pretty good way to like get that early exposition out of the way and just get onto the conflict.
You know, and it's been a while since issue 1, so anybody that backed issue 1 is likely, if they're coming back for issue 2, they might be like, oh, issue 2 is up. Well, let me reread issue 1 and see what the hell's going on. And now issue 2 is completely in a different direction.
Wow.
And then you also have the people who haven't backed issue 1 that are new for the first time. They're going to get issue 2, and of course they're going to pick up issue 1 because they don't want to come into the story cold, and they're still going to be confused, like, what the hell do these two stories have to do with each other? So
I just hope everyone buys it for the smiley face made of meat.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like there should be a better bridge between issue 1 and issue 2.
I mean, he did the same thing in Guinevere, so issue 1 was sort of disconnected from issue 2. So
I guess that's just how Preston tells stories.
It's a storytelling.
Well,
yeah,
it's also, this is what happens when you write issue 1 with no plan for issue 2.
Larry, I gotta say, issue 1 ends with Guinevere standing before the New York criminal courthouse, and horror, as she can see in the spirit world, has become corrupted. And issue 2 opens up in that same scene with her coming out of the spirit world and realizing she has to take action.
Oh, okay. I saw it as like a time jump when I read it, I guess, but you know.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it's the same moment.
Oh, okay.
Not everybody are crazy like me, where they're writing 2 and 3 issues ahead.
Wow. Maybe that's just me too, I guess. But...
I actually have no memory of issue 1.
You never read it?
I did read it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He gave it to me to read.
Yeah.
But it was like a year ago. So it was a year ago.
It's been a while since that.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's like about a year and a half ago. And then I'm coming in this. I have not seen your first draft of this, so I don't know what anybody's talking about when it comes to this shrine thing. So
we were spending a bit more time with Taylor walking into the place. But
he had an intro?
Yeah, he had an intro.
Oh.
I mean, it didn't. I think it was like 3 or 4 pages. It didn't have to be 3 or 4 pages, but
he has a perfectly good intro. It just happens to be his memorial.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dude, issue
It's
2
your
of this starts with
story, I
literally
just-
raising the dead. I'm all over this horror stuff right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Preston, you do what you feel is right. I think either way works. So you
Well, I
know.
appreciate that. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
The truth is, I was going to do that regardless of what you said. but
There you go.
I appreciate you giving me permission.
That's what you got to do, right? Just do it anyway. Like, yeah.
That's what I do half the time after one of these writer streams.
Yeah. All right. Larry, we
Oh,
have
man.
The Great Wizard Gatsby, The Forgotten Crusade, one shot.
Spelled
by-
right this time. Yeah.
Oh, you gave permission for Guinevere?
Yeah, I get permission.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Well, you see,
So
like,
some of the best scripts came from Molby.
oh, that one with
Although-
the fucking pyramid. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, although I gotta say, like every time Molby would do Guinevere, she would just stand there and like say stuff, and like Gatsby would do all the cool
Well,
stuff.
luckily she's not in this.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, he wasn't. That was his opinion of women.
That wasn't
Right.
They stand there and look good, and
Oh
then
my
the guys
God.
do everything. That's
I made it very,
yeah.
that's Molby.
I made a very conscious decision based off of his scripts to have
Mhm.
Guinevere do stuff in issue 5 and 6 of Primal Chaos. So
I
you know,
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah. Anyway, and this comes off the wake of 6, so like that's a few years off anyway. So
Okay.
this is probably a few years off anyway. So
All
Yeah.
right. So Larry, or who wants to narrate?
who wants to narrate?
Choose some.
John did the last one, so let's go with
All right,
Danny. No, let's go with Danny. He's
Okay.
got this
Dan.
one.
Well, this is good actually because I am still pretty unfamiliar with Guinevere.
Sure.
I think I've only read one issue of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris's face.
Sorry.
He's just like, oh.
Oh.
Sad pet.
Okay. I'll remind you that whoever made that intro video didn't know I did any comics.
That's
So
right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was made by that guy. Because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Danny, what have you ever done? Oh, I don't know. He's like lettered every one of my comics since the beginning of time.
There you
He's
go.
Lettered,
like,
like, all
I
of
have
them.
editor
like
on
12 books
Preston's
done.
books.
Jesus.
Not to mention all the books that he's written and produced
Oh my
himself.
That was funny, I have to say. Like,
It
have you
was
not been
funny.
paying attention? Like, anyway, like,
I was well, I mean, I wasn't looking for that sort of thing until everyone else started getting credits. And I was like, oh god. Yeah. I
yeah,
had a sinking feeling, and like then it was like, okay, it's the two like oldest things on my IMDb. Let's go.
yeah.
IMDb is so overrated.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm only
Anyways,
teasing you, Danny.
luckily, Larry had the good sense to write a recap for us. So let's
Yeah.
see if it was better
True.
than this recap from the last one.
It's very basic, so yeah. Let's see if it's better. Yeah.
Gatsby is critically wounded, helping Samael, a fallen angel infused with the power of the outcast god Chaos,
Chouse, yeah.
casting a powerful demon-killing spell against Lucifer and the remaining sins of hell. His left arm is melted to the bone, and the left side of his torso and head are severely burned. Wow! All right, Gatsby's awesome.
Yeah.
In an
Yeah.
effort to heal
Fucked up,
Gatsby,
yeah.
Guinevere, his apprentice, opens a portal to a sealed dimension housing Gatsby's former master. While in transit through the portal, Viveric, a merger of the sentient AI Eric and the succubus Viviax, capture Gatsby with an interruption spell.
Hmm.
Locked inside the bowels of the Pentex Corporation, Viveric performs horrifying experiments on Gatsby, probing his mind and origins, whatever that's supposed to mean, for nefarious ends.
I love it.
It was
There we go.
definitely better than your last recap.
Thank you.
Origins? You mean organs or origins?
Origins, yeah.
Like
Not
Is it
like how
balls?
I do probing into Origins.
Oh god.
did he sign up for 23andMe?
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Page 1, panel 1, wide shot. Gatsby lays motionless and unconscious, his half-mangled, blood-stained body strapped to an obsidian black table. Wires and tubes have been inserted, drilled and forced into various points across his person.
There you go. Who wants to do Gatsby?
Go ahead.
Obviously, Preston does.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Trapped.
But that's why Diane's going to do it.
Yeah.
Trapped. My whole life I've been constrained in this shell of flesh and blood, limited by my own nature. Now the shell is broken, yet my mind remains trapped beneath its fragments.
I really do want Diane to do it. Oh well.
Okay,
Panel
I'll
You
do
two.
do Vivek, yeah.
give it.
Why don't you boys
Close
win
up,
it?
a feminine
Yeah.
hand.
Well,
red
you can
skin.
voice Guinevere. Say,
Yeah,
My
that's what I
whole
was going to
life.
do.
But she was in the
Actually,
script. Yeah.
Okay, let me do it then. My
Yeah.
whole life, I've been constrained
You gotta reread now.
in this shell of flesh and blood, limited by my own nature. Now the shell is broken, yet my mind remains trapped beneath its fragments. Okay, then.
panel two. Close up,
Mhm.
a feminine hand, red skin, clad in black armor, rests upon Gatsby's half-burnt forehead.
Go,
I
John!
guess John is playing Viverick.
Poor little wizard. All that magic, yet here you lay, powerless, defeated.
Panel three, medium shot. Viverick smiles sadistically as she presses down hard on Gatsby's forehead, her metallic claws digging into what's left of his flesh.
Magic is fleeting, nothing to covet. That's why some call it a trick. The knowledge you hold in your mind, however, I very much desire. The path to absolute power.
Dun, dun, dun.
I see on the header of this page, Larry has misspelled continued.
Sorry.
The apostrophe is to signify that something is missing. You still need something at the end to show what is missing, and that would be the letter D. Panel 4, close up. Viverick jams a large needle connected array of electrical wires. Okay, into Gatsby's forehead.
The history hidden from this world. Knowledge to bend and crush reality. I must have it.
I love how everyone's like overacting.
It's great, actually.
Panel 5,
Well,
black space.
Tell me everything.
That's a good Guinevere reference.
Page 2, panel 1, white space.
What? Where is this place?
God.
Place,
Panel 2, medium shot. Gatsby's point of view, a blonde-haired man, Thomas, wearing a dirty maroon wool tunic. It was maroon. How are you tell if it's dirty? They're both brown.
Yeah. Maroon's kind of red.
Wool tunic reaches down his hand toward Gatsby, laying on the ground. Thomas bleeds from a deep gash in his forehead, blood staining his face. Fires rage all around him.
Go, Larry.
Okay. Take my hand, Francis. We need to get out of here.
Panel 3, medium shot. Gatsby, appearing as his late teenage self, reaches up to grip Thomas' hand.
Brother.
Panel 4, close up. Thomas grips Gatsby's hand, silhouetted by the fires in the background.
That's it. Get on your feet.
Page 3, caption, or sorry, panel 1, caption, Gwyneth Coast, Englaland.
Mhm.
That's not how you spell that. 614 AD.
I
It's
looked
with
it
an
up.
ash. You spell it with an ash.
Okay.
Wide shot. Thomas helps Gatsby steady on his feet. The fires grow closer and more intense around them.
Head to the shore. Hide in the caves.
We will never make it. The dragons are killing everyone.
Also, isn't Gwyneth in Wales?
Yeah.
Which is not England.
Well,
Well, it is now, though. That's
No, it's not. It's still Wales.
Yeah.
It's not the
okay,
United Kingdom. It's
Yeah.
not England.
Sorry. I will change it later.
Don't
want to offend the English, so
you're going to offend the Welsh a lot.
Yeah.
the Welsh. Yeah. They take that very
I mean,
personally.
what are they going to
I
do
know.
about it? I know, but
yeah,
They will
exactly.
give you more consonants and no vowels.
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're Celts.
Yeah.
Panel 2, close up. Thomas turns sharply to Gatsby, yelling in reply.
We do not give up. We are clan pick. Survival is our mantra. Now go. We have to. Yeah.
Panel
Ironic
3,
coming
medium
from-
shot. A
Yeah.
large glowing blue spear tip rips through Toma's neck, splashing blood and gore over Gatsby. Sploosh. Panel 4, close up. Toma's head hits the ground in front of Gatsby, spraying blood. Thump.
Thump.
Boom.
Page 4, splash page. Wide shot, Gatsby's point of view. Toma's headless body slumps downward towards the ground, spraying waves of blood. Behind him, spear extended outward, floats an angel-possessed human wearing an exo-power suit. Its skeletal wings spread wide.
Anyone want to do Uriel?
Another human. Disappointing.
Page 5, panel 1, wide shot. Uriel places his spear under Gatsby's chin, touching his throat with the tip. Gatsby looks up at the angel in total shock.
Are you human too? Or are you one of them? It is so hard to tell these days.
Talking monkey.
Panel 2, close up. Uriel pushes the spear tip a bit further into Gatsby's throat, beginning to draw a trickle of blood.
I am sorry. I cannot risk letting any Titan survive.
Panel 3, wide shot. A bearded, dark hair, mid-20s man jumps in from the side, smashing Uriel's armored face with his bare hand. The man is wearing a gray tunic and gray wool trousers, simple brown leather boots, a brilliantly purple, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And gold trimmed, all right, bronze armor chest plate. The man's eyes blaze bright purple. The impact is strong enough that Uriel loses grip of his spear. And I guess Diane's going to play Gustav.
That's enough.
Panel 4, medium shot. Uriel quickly regains his composure, straightening his position in the air.
Finally, I had sacrifice so many innocents to find you.
Oh man, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Page 6, panel 1, wide shot. Gustav stands stalwartly, gazing down at the headless body of Toma and the fear-frozen Gatsby on his knees beside it.
I thought your father forgave these people. Why slaughter them like this?
Panel 2, close up. The mechanical cold eyes of Uriel's helmet glow with a fiery blue.
We are aware of your oath to protect humanity. Did you not expect us to use it when hunting you?
Panel 3, medium shot. Uriel extends his arm out, hand open.
Your people are marked for purge by his command. All else is collateral in that goal.
Panel 4, close up. Gustav smiles slyly.
We expected nothing less from your kind.
Page 7, panel 1, wide shot. Uriel's spear flies through the air. Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Panel 2, medium shot. Uriel grabs his spear in the hand of his outstretched arm.
You think us cruel? If these humans are innocent, paradise awaits them.
He's got a point.
Hmm.
Panel 3. This is the problem with true believers.
Yeah.
Medium shot. Gustav
That's why the
relaxes
Catholic
his-
Church says it's a mortal sin to commit suicide because you can't have
Yeah.
anybody checking out early to get into paradise.
Right. Yeah.
Like, no, then they won't be able to, give money to the church, and we need them to do that. So
Gustav relaxes his stance, placing his hand against his forehead, snickering, ha ha ha.
Actually, your tactics are fine by my standards. I'm just buying some time.
Panel 4. Medium shot. Uriel's spear ignites in blue flame. In his hand, the cold mechanical gaze of the helmet staring forward toward the viewer.
your
Okay, wait,
time.
why is
is
Uriel's helmet in his
over.
hand? Wasn't he wearing it?
Hmm. Anyway.
Whatever. Page 8, panel 1, medium shot. A blade of jagged crystal-like stone. So, crystal.
Yeah.
Pierces through the chest of
Wait,
Uriel's mechanical
What if
suit.
crystal's not a stone? What if it's a crystal-like stone?
It is a crystal lake stone, but anyway, go for it.
Crystals
Could have
are
said diamond, but I mean,
stone.
like, anyway, yeah.
kinds of stones.
Yeah, sure.
Bursting out his front in a wave of blood and metal fragments, the assailant mocks him off panel. I love when people we haven't met yet talk off panel.
I know, right? Isn't it great? Yeah.
Not today.
Panel 2. Close up. Uriel turns his head over his shoulder to look at his attacker.
Impossible.
Panel 3. Medium shot. A shapely, tall, blonde woman, Thea, stands behind Uriel, his arm formed into the crystal blade pierced through his chest. She is dressed in a gray tunic like Gustav, with a corset-style chest plate, adorned with the same golden purple embellishments as Gustav's chest plate. Instead of wool trousers, she wears tight brown leather leggings and knee-high leather boots.
That's for John. So yeah.
Is that a tribute to John?
Yeah.
Maybe next time you're back, you'll learn to shut up and focus on the fight.
Panel 4, medium shot. Thea leans her head around Uriel's shoulder. What? Thea leans her head around Uriel's shoulder.
She leans around Uriel's shoulder. Sorry. I should have just... Anyway, go.
Okay. To look towards Gustav. Whatever. I'm not drawing it. I don't give a fuck.
I can draw it for you. So there you go.
You want me to finish him, or do you want to take the kill?
Take the kill.
It was a very fragmented reading. It was awesome.
Page 9, panel 1, close up. Gustav cracks a sly smile.
Go ahead.
Panel 2, close up. Thea's eyes flash purple as she grins in excitement.
You are the best father.
Panel 3, medium shot. Daddy Issues forms her free arm into a scythe-like crystal blade. So a scythe.
Yeah.
This is the part.
Or a crystal scythe.
Yeah.
I
so.
love.
Panel 4, close up. The eye pieces on Uriel's mechanical helmet glow bright blue.
Disgusting.
Panel 5, wide shot. Daddy Issues swipes Uriel's head off in
Yeah.
one swift cut, exploding blood and gore in its wake. Whoosh, sploosh. Did that come from Daddy Issues?
Sure.
Maybe she's splooshing down below as
That's what I was.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That is exactly what I was suggesting.
You guys, mine goes in weird ways.
I mean, a joke from Archer that's still funny.
Sploosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for like Christopher Walken.
That's because I'm giving it the Walken reading. So
that's why it is.
A burst of blue energy bursts. Nice one. Uriel's broken body, shooting upward like a comet, entering a portal of blue energy that forms in the sky. So blue energy bursts out of a burst and enters the blue energy.
Right.
That's going to be graphically clear.
It's very graphically clear. He already drew it, so. Yeah.
The remaining husk of metal crumples to the ground in front of Daddy Issues. Broom. Panel 2. Wide shot. Upward angle. Gustav reaches his hand down to Gatsby, still paralyzed on his knee. Gatsby's been here the whole time?
Yeah.
He didn't run away? What an idiot. High in the sky, the blue portal snaps shut above them. The fires of the former village still burning around them. How are we to notice that if we're looking at the sky, Larry?
It's an upward angle.
Come on, boy. This place is lost. More than his ilk may be close.
Panel 3, close up. The light of the flames dance across Gatsby's face. He stares blankly forward, still in shock.
I'm not Gatsby.
You are Gatsby.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Danny has insisted you read Gatsby.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Promise.
There you go.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, we got this page, our panel.
Yeah.
Panel 4, Danny.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was okay. Yes.
No.
Panel 4, medium shot. Daddy Issues size. striding towards Gatsby, throwing her arms up in frustration.
Damn humans.
Panel 5, medium shot, daddy issues, backhands Gatsby across the face.
Snap out of it, boy.
You're putting the wrong emphasis if you're going to walk it in.
Yeah.
Probably.
Snap out of it, boy.
Boy. Yeah.
It's like,
So, all right.
Boy.
snap out of it. It's,
All right. Well, there, having read, all right. I like this one, and it's maybe because involves some characters
Sure. Yeah.
I've been working with. But like to me, these pages have more zip than like the exposition heavy like of Time and Space, where there's a lot of like world building and talk. Here, there's a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
Multiple heads are flying in different directions. Blood is spraying over people. We're getting, like Viverick wants to find out the secrets of the world by torturing Gatsby, which leads us into a flashback where we meet some new characters who start killing each other. Really, it's a lot happening in 10 pages.
Mhm.
It's all very interesting. Good work.
Thank you.
Diane.
I'm all here for the Conflict of Angels. It reminds me of Prophecy,
Yeah.
which is like a huge franchise love for mine,
Nice.
of mine, which makes me very happy that he went walking.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Uriel there, and although I think they're very stereotypical looking angels, I'm not sure if you're going Kabbalic on it with all like multiple eyes and multiple wings and all that
I
stuff.
think he's got a couple of those that show
Yeah.
up in Primal Chaos.
Yeah.
No,
That's-
He's been studying a lot of like old lore and shit.
It's based on a
Excellent.
design. So they use these suits because they're not allowed to enter Earth physically, so they possess people and then they get into these suits basically that are power suits essentially. So
That makes sense with
Yeah.
like the Metatron getting into like what is it? Was it Ishla
Mm.
in the book of oh god, I think it was Book of Michael.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, pages are real good.
anyway, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
John.
Yeah, it was interesting, easy to follow. I'm not up on the latest of Primal Chaos
Nobody
or
is.
any of that stuff, but
Primal
I
Chaos.
didn't really feel like I was all that lost.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know anything about Gatsby, I feel like, he's a dude who's getting tortured, and I'm not a fan of people getting tortured. So when the torturers get their comeuppance, it's like it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this was uncharacteristically tight and clear. So who are you and what have you done with Larry?
Oh wow.
You just haven't been reading my Primal Chaos stuff, like the more recent stuff I've been reading, I guess, because I haven't.
Okay, well, why haven't you learned that
Yeah.
lesson for
Yeah.
Time and Space?
Because
Why
it's a
haven't you
different
brought
series.
it to the stream so we can read it?
I don't know, because it's too long. That's why.
Primal Chaos is too long.
Yeah, issue 6 is like 120 pages. It's like
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, do you just not like money, or do you never
I mean-
plan to put this out? Or
No, I plan to put it out.
Sounds like its own trade paperback, really. 100
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. Yeah. It's a big ending. There's lots of characters. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds very epic.
I'll be right
All
back.
right. All right.
I don't like that. That just okay.
All
I don't see how a Kickstarter is going to make you back your costs for a 100-page comic book.
I mean, it
I don't
doesn't.
see how
for-
one Kickstarter can make back
Yeah.
the cost.
Yeah.
I just, but you do you. Good
All
luck
right.
to you.
Constructives. I mean, look, I thought it was good, so I don't know that I really have a bunch to say here. Diane, do you?
I feel the dialogue can be snappier.
Sure.
Yeah.
It kind of I know that we were making fun of him, making very kind of over dramatized though, but I feel like the some of the dialogue didn't tell the story as as directly as I'd like. So a bit of it was kind of like flurry for superfluousness, but overall, I mean, like I liked it. There's action here, there's conflict here, a lot of things happening. It's it comes off as something very visual to me. So I'm wondering how much of the dialogue do you really need? So if so much action is happening, so
You can blame Danny for that.
why do you blame Danny for that?
Because he always tells me to add dialogue all the time. So now I just add dialogue. So yeah.
I blame
Oh.
Danny for everything
I think
going
it
wrong
is
in my life.
easier.
Yeah.
Hey, Joseph. Miss you.
Hi, Joseph.
Yeah.
Hello.
So I have one
so-
quick thing.
Mhm.
You had a lot of characters, which is par for the course for a Larry script. I would like, as somebody who doesn't know what the hell's going on or who any of these people are, it would be kind of nice if they had, especially since this is a one shot, and this might be the first time somebody picks up this book and may not know what the hell's going on. Little character caption blurbs, just like one quick sentence of who these characters are and what they do, might be useful when you introduce them. So we kind of have a little bit to do with them. And then another thing you could do too is if you do that, you can color code, or if there is a logo or emblem for like each clan, like the good angels and the bad angels or whatever, then you can color code those so that way we kind of know when people are being introduced, and then we see their little caption with their color code. We know whose team they're on and who they are, and we know at least a little bit about them. I think that might be a little bit of beneficial to at least keep track of all of who these characters are. And with that, I got to step out for a second. I'll be right back.
Sure.
So yeah, I thought dovetailing off of John's point, that's twice today, although he's not hearing it this time. You still got too many characters. I don't know if doing the torture scene is particularly necessary for anything. And daddy issues ruined a perfectly good character introduction for Gustav. So instead of introducing one character as being cool, you introduce two characters who aren't cool. So, I mean, that's fixable in numerous ways, but it happened. And that's all just so Uriel can go, like, beat up people that we don't care about, even if we have read your work before.
Okay.
All right. We have a new presenter this evening from Stage 32. That wonderful repository of writers. What?
Oh my god.
That sounds so vicious.
That wonderful repository of writers.
Yeah, you should have said that word with a lot more confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to do another take,
Yeah.
Justin?
What?
You want to do another take of that line delivery?
Nah. All right.
It's like, wow, that sounds so vicious.
He's not here, so I guess I will narrate.
Okay.
But I did watch.
Joseph just showed up.
Who did? Oh,
Joseph.
Joe, you want to read this? Are you on your phone, or can you actually?
Oh yeah, I can read.
Okay.
Let me make it a little bit bigger for my boomer eyes here. All right, we ready?
Hold on, let me see if I can make it bigger for your boomer eyes.
Thank you.
How's that?
Perfect.
There we go.
Right.
Okay.
Boomer.
Flashback. Blackville Township, 1948. Exterior. The Astor Mansion day.
Oh
We
wait,
see
wait,
a-
wait. Hold up. He's here.
I'm holding.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let me go. All right, so over in the Discord, and there's a channel called Writer Stream Links, but
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and copy the text, and I will post it here into the chat, and then you should be able to join Yeah, I think you can just follow that link, or in the Discord, you can go to Writer Stream Links. Is a separate little channel, and there it is. Oh. And all right, so
we should still have Joseph read it.
we should still have Joseph read it. Yes. Go ahead.
So what's his name can take notes and stuff.
Yes. All right, Joseph.
All right. I'll start over.
All right.
Flashback, Blackville Township, 1948. Exterior, the Astor Mansion Day. We see a large 3-story house with wraparound, how do I pronounce that? Veranda?
Yep.
Veranda. There are gardeners dressed in white coveralls, trimming hedges, mowing the lawn, tending flower beds. A sign at the entrance reads, Astor Home for Children, established 1928, Blackville Township, supported by Astor Foundation for Orphans.
Welcome, Godwin, to our show. Thanks for coming in and support. So, all right, so do you want to give us a little preamble here as we're starting? These are the opening pages, I believe, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the opening to the obvious to a feature. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am live. Yes.
Yeah. Did you want to say anything before we start?
No, just go ahead and
Okay.
I'll listen so I can take
All
notes.
right. All right.
Hey, there we go. That's how you do it. Nice one, Robert.
There you go.
All right, I'll continue on.
Yep.
We continue on the walkway into the house. A large office space is visible through a double door entry. Hetty Astor, age 45 to 55, sits at her large desk. A grand portrait of her glowering grandfather hangs over her on the wall behind. At a grand piano, a young emaciated child playing Vivaldi's Four Seasons. Don't laugh at how I pronounce that. Shut up.
Vivaldi.
Thank you, Preston. Vivaldi.
Oh my God,
First 8
guys.
bars of the second movement.
Preston is the
What?
cultured one.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know how to pronounce this Italian stuff, okay?
Italian.
Mason Throckmorton, I hope I'm saying that right, 30 to 35, an imposing figure well over 6 feet tall, stands at the office threshold.
All right.
Mason,
Who wants to be Hetty?
I'm being heady.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Mason,
Mason. Yes, ma'am.
when the gentleman from Amsterdam body garage, bring him to the salon immediately. Have collations prepared.
Of course, ma'am.
As the music becomes lively, Hetty motions to the piano. Mason turns up to the child, claps his hand once. The child looks up startled, jumps, and hurries up into the hall.
Upstairs. I'll deal with you later.
It's Hetty, not Hetty.
Mason exits to direct the kitchen staff. Interior, kitchen, same. Mason enters the kitchen and finds several of the orphans, their hands outreached begging for bread.
Get out of
Lisa,
here.
I want
Go
some
back
more.
downstairs.
The orphans, thin with large sunken eyes, wear baggy overalls. They run to the door with the sign basement and scurry down the stairwell. Pulling the door closed behind them, Mason opens up the door angrily.
Come up again and you'll be digging with your bare hands.
Mason slams the door, shaking the basement sign loose, leaving the swing by one screw. He turns to the kitchen staff.
Who let them in here? Happens again and you're out of a job. The entire staff. Understood?
The 4 kitchen staff members shake their heads yes, but say nothing. Interior, salon, day. Mason retrieves the guest from the foyer and directs him to the salon.
Please follow me to the salon.
Corbin Blatt, age 50 to 55, a small hunched-over man, sports a full mustache with lamb chop sideburns. He enters the salon with his hands extended for the anticipated handshake.
Sit, Mr. Blatt.
Corbin pulls back his outstretched arm, still smiling, and sits as ordered. placing his briefcase in his lap, staring at Corbin. Hetty strokes the back of her miniature poodle, who is snarling with teeth bared.
89 days. 89 days of tunneling. We have had 7 incidents in the tunnel.
Who's Corbin? Who wants to be Corbin? Diane.
All-
you can be Corbin. All right.
Okay.
Dutch accent.
Dutch accent.
Dutch
Yeah.
accent. Yeah. That's why I was like,
All right.
no.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Yes. So sorry.
Very Dutch.
So sorry. We didn't know. And I didn't know.
Your company, Amsterdam Mining, provided the geology reports. Diamonds are a certainty, you declared. You, Mr. Blatt, you knew that.
The smile has disappeared from Corbin's face. No longer apologetic, he explains his mission.
You choose to use your laborers, not our train crew. You signed a contract, and the Amsterdam Mining Company expects you to honor that contract. I expect to collect that payment. I'm sorry, I can't do Dutch. I'm sorry.
Corbin is
Trying
cut
to do
off
it.
by Hetty, points her finger.
You'll collect nothing.
The poodle starts barking at Corbin.
No one in this county has found diamonds. Experienced miners who worked in my grandfather's mines. Just traces of white topaz. Worthless. Don't tell me about mining. You are a charlatan, a scam artist. Mason!
Amsterdam's mining lawyers will be here next. You'll pay. This entire project was your doing.
Mason enters the room and lifts Corbin by his collar, knocking over the chair and drags him through the hall and out to the front door, throwing him down the stairs onto the walkway.
Mason's Preston.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Leave now. You have worn out your welcome.
Corbin gets up, dusting himself off, gathers his briefcase, and turns back to Mason.
Worn out my welcome? That's rich.
You got a line here.
Corbin
not-
extends his...
That is action.
Oh, that's an action.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
It's
thought
not
I
mine.
already read that, sorry. Corbin extends his arm, pointing at Mason.
You know.
No, that's me.
That's good.
Well, we know about your miners, the orphans, or should I say child labor. My next stop is sheriff's office in River City. You're through running this forced labor camp.
Don't do something you will regret, Mr. Blatt.
You just try and stop me.
Mason's face freezes. He gestures to the gardeners. Just then, a gardener walks up to Corbin. With lightning speed, he pierces Corbin's skull with his scythe.
Ow.
The gardeners
Ow.
quickly gather and lift his quivering body hanging from the scythe.
Jeez.
One gardener shakes the scythe's handle as the body is thrown into the wood chipper. A piece of Corbin's bloody scalp hangs from the blade. A gardener shakes the scythe and the scalp drops from the blade. Another gardener quickly sets the fastest speed.
Oh, yes.
A small piece of brain hits the lapel of Mason's jacket. He flicks it off and strides back through the front doors.
Minions.
Flashback ends.
Flashback ends. Interior, utility work van, present day. Brenda Gilchrist, 42, speeds along the main road to Blackville Township. Her walkie-talkie is on full volume. Brenda strains to hear her boss over the radio playing It's Quittin' Time. Racing through the poor part of Blackville, Brenda honks at kids standing in the street and flips off slow elderly drivers in her path. Arriving at the
I like this
unmarked
character.
lots, Brenda sees one of the lot is covered in debris and is practically demolished house. Annoyed and cursing, she pulls around the corner to the second lot. It is empty except for a small structure with a door. The boss's voice booms over the walkie-talkie.
Who's the boss? John Lamont.
Oh, if you're gonna swear like a sailor, mute your walkie-talkie.
This place is a junkyard. Who the hell needs electricity?
I was there last week. There's no foundation, only the basement access remains.
Yeah, this looks like the place.
The electrical must be in the basement. That's the way they built them 70 years ago.
Exterior, vacant lot, late afternoon. Brenda parks the truck next to the basement door. She bumps a small concrete shrine to St. Nicholas, overgrown with weeds, paint peeling. It is now leaning over from the bump. Hanging by a single screw, a small rusty sign reads basement and swings back and forth. Blown by the breeze, a scraping sound is heard. Leaning on the tailgate, she grabs the crowbar. The statue is tilted enough to block the entry door to the basement. Brenda tries to move it with a crowbar.
Jesus Christ, this thing won't move.
Taking the crowbar to the padlock, it does not budge. Frustrated, Brenda hits the door in frustration. The kids Brenda honked at are now watching her from about 50 feet away. Expressionless faces show no emotion.
Nothing to see here. Go on. Go home. Get!
As Brenda puts the crowbar back into the toolbox, a rock hits the lid, bounces, barely misses her head. She looks up at the kids, but they haven't moved. Another rock hits the side of the truck. The kids' eyes are wide open. Their faces still expressionless.
Who's throwing the rock? I'll call the sheriff. Not kidding.
Brenda looks around the lot, but no one is there. She looks back at the kids, but they too are gone. Brenda shakes it off.
Weird.
Breathing hard and sweating, she goes back to the truck, picks up the walkie-talkie.
Hey, this damn door is shielded shut.
Well, it's decades old. Or my boss or John's boss?
John's
I'm
boss.
boss.
John's boss.
He's
Well,
the boss. Yeah.
It's decades old, sweetheart. You need me to send some muscle to get the job done?
Fuck you.
Calm down. It's the last one for the day. Just get her done.
Boss tries to bring things under control.
Be careful. There's gas voids left in the ground from the old coal mines. That's why the house got demoed.
A loud static burst crackles on the walkie-talkie.
I've got the door ram. I'm going in.
Another loud static burst. The sun getting lower in the sky. A light ground fog starts to form. As Brenda yanks out the ram, it hits her in the head, creating a large bump.
Shit.
She checks for blood. Pissed, Brenda marches to the door. About to hit it, she hears muffled voices and moans.
Hello? Is somebody in there? Hello?
Silence.
Damn kids.
Picking up the ram, Brenda notices the padlock is now loose.
Weird.
Crawling over the statue, Brenda carries the tool belt over her shoulder. The door does not open all the way. She squeezes through.
Hello?
She feels her pockets and tool belt.
Crap, I forgot the flashlight.
She gets out her cell phone and uses the flashlight function.
This makes
At the bottom of the stairs, Brenda sees another door. It is open just a crack. Tracks of barefoot prints are in the dust. They appear fresh.
Must be those asshole kids. Brenda? Brenda? Did you just call?
Startled, the tool belt falls from her shoulder, tumbles to the bottom of the stairs.
Brenda? Oh, wait, I'm not John Lamont.
Brenda!
Brenda grabs the walkie-talkie out of her pocket.
Jeez. The space is for shit. No junction box, no vault. I just dropped my tool belt. I can't even see it. Shit.
Brenda, are you going to call? Are you trying to call? Brenda!
Oh, great. Dead zone.
Brenda is startled again when her cell phone rings. The name displays Jane Gilchrist daughter.
That's an interesting
Jane?
Mom, were you trying to call me?
No, you called me. I'm on a job.
Mom, Are you there? Did you butt dial?
Jane, can you hear me? Jane?
A click and the phone disconnects. Brenda looks at her phone. No signal. The ground fog starts to slowly pour down the stairs. Brenda uses the cell phone flashlight to see the bottom of the staircase. She pulls the door handle. It falls off in her hand and onto the ground. Exasperated, she steps back and trips over her tool belt, falling onto the first step. Just as she lands, the door bursts open, kicking up a cloud of dust. Brenda aims the flashlight at the doorway, but the light illuminates the dust, making it impossible to see clearly. She looks up and glimpses an outline of a human figure with glowing eyes.
Oh, yeah.
A look of terror on her face. Brenda freaks and starts running up the stairs, two at a time. She looks behind her, then looks up to the top of the stairs. The fog now obscures the view. Suddenly, the entry door slams shut, and she's in total darkness. Brenda struggles with her phone and fumbles getting the flashlight to work. It turns on, blinding her for a second. She hears some noises, then a muffled voice. She opens her eyes and aims the light at the bottom of the stairs. A figure bursts through the door, and Brenda starts to scream, but the scream is cut off. Fade to black.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Exterior, office basement door night. The sheriff, age 40 to 45, pulls a blanket over Brenda's body just outside the door to the basement.
Yeah.
Construction lights on the tripods light the area. The camera pans up to the sheriff. He's standing with his deputy, age 21 to 24.
What in the world did that to her? She's all dried up like a prune. Looks like a 100-year-old mummy.
My guess, she walked into one of those old gas pockets. The medical examiner over in River City will tell us. Till then, not a word. Savvy?
Yeah, I savvy. You mean don't say nothing?
Yeah, don't say nothing.
2 EMTs lift the body into a gurney and carry the body away. The sheriff sees something that was covered under the body. It is Brenda's cell phone. He picks it up. It shows there is an unread message. He touches the screen and the video plays. A silhouette of a figure with glowing eyes lunges towards the camera. A scream. The sheriff hits the pause button.
And what's that?
The sheriff looks up, pauses a moment.
Nothing. Get the patrol car.
The sheriff hits the play button. The video begins. We see from a ground level Brenda's profile in focus with a reddish light from the sunset. She is gurgling. Blood starts to percolate out of her mouth. Sorry, my throat really hurts. I'm good. And her eyes blink slower and slower. And finally, just stay open. The focus shifts to St. Nicholas statue just behind her head. It is slightly askew from Brenda bumping it with the truck. A weathered hand reaches down and straightens the statue. The video ends with visual static. The sheriff walks to the basement door. He closes it and clicks the padlock, checks the door is secure. His hands rub the damage where Brenda hit it with the crowbar. Deputy short blasts the siren. As the sheriff turns, he flicks the basement side, which swings with a scraping sound.
All right, that's 10 pages.
Woo!
Whoa, all right, Godwin. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming down. It's certainly a lot is happening.
Yep.
And we have you set up a whole world here. We got some type of diamond mining operation which hasn't found any diamonds and is using child labor a while ago in a flashback. And some modern people who are investigating something low and underground and dying from a mysterious guy with glowing eyes. And some local law enforcement that may know about this and not care, or may just be really incompetent. So, that's a lot to say. You accomplished a lot in 10 pages. Certainly gave us a lot of action. Good job. What do you think, Diane?
I like it. It's just like setting up the world.
Mm-hmm.
You're setting up the story. I'm not sure where it's going to go from here.
Constructive.
That's the thing. That was constructive.
Yeah, but we're not constructive.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not sure where it's going, but I'm eager to find out what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was not a
Okay.
Not a struggle. Fuck you.
Good script turned you potty mouth, AC. All right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't have a problem with that.
All right.
Nor do I have a problem with the script so far. It's got some interesting characters, some interesting situation. There are memorable characters. It's been a long time since I've read a script about, a blue-collar laborer doing anything in the first 10 pages. So I've got this nice, 1980s flashback going on. You're wearing some of your influences on your sleeve, but I think I kind of like them.
Mm-hmm.
Larry.
It's a very good horror premise. I like the setup, and I'm interested to know where it goes from here. So I'm invested. Yeah.
I feel like this is the basement cannibal story we've been waiting for.
Yay!
So let's find out when Joseph gets back.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just
All right,
feeling
Joseph, what do you
dusty.
got?
I love this. You do so much right away. You have two very interesting hooks, and the highest compliment I think I can give anyone, especially when they come on the show, I want to read the rest of this.
There you go.
Thank you.
Joseph, why don't you start off with constructive? Go ahead.
I was about to say there is nothing constructive I can give you until the very, very, very end. Digital cell phones don't have static on their videos.
There you go.
That's all I can give you for feedback.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
It's pixelation.
yeah, you can get
You can mess
pixelation. static,
pixelation
yeah.
or darkness, because
Yeah.
if it's a cheap phone, it may not have a good low light sensor.
So say
So-
something along the lines of like it glitches out or like
There
it
you go,
fades out, What was that one really funny horror movie that came out at the height of the pandemic? It's the one where like the girl's got a face in the back of her head, but every time he would like try to interfere with it would show iPhones and it would have TV static, which is literally impossible for any sort of modern phone to have TV static on it.
Mm,
I'm sure there's an Insta filter for that.
sure. Yeah. Mm.
John?
No, I didn't really.
Larry?
No,
John, you're
no.
not trying hard enough.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. So I don't really have many
Danny.
constructives at this point. So yeah.
Danny
All
always
fine.
has.
Two things.
Oh.
One, some of your action lines were really repetitious,
Mm.
Mm,
right? Unremarkable faces stare emotionlessly, like pick a lane, like just get a
Expressionless.
hacksaw, start moving some of those adjectives. It was noticeable. So it happened more than once. The other is just structurally, it's like, you've got two cold opens that are great, but you've also got two, like, how many more cold opens are you going to have before the story happens? So I suspect this is actually about the police, which is cool. And it is only 10 minutes, but that's still a lot of back and forth. As good as that flashback is, does it not belong elsewhere? And maybe you just start with like, oh, okay, well, a ghost kills some people in the basement, and then eventually we discover what's happened. I don't know. But usually you stick with one plot when you have a murder mystery, which is who done it or what done it, right?
Right.
So this is not actually a problem, and you may well pull it off. But if I were like reading this for a studio, I'd be like, okay, the 10 pages are good, but there's something sus. I certainly want to read the rest, but this might be really annoying to write coverage for.
mm.
Diane, you got
No, I think everybody said everything that they
Okay.
said. Yeah, the static was kind of like, that's weird on a cell phone. And glitching, maybe the sound phases in and out. I don't know if there's a video going on because I don't think it said so, but if the sound turns off, it like the voice glitches in and out like that. It's fine.
Wait, hold on. I also might be really, really dumb. The video is playing on a cell phone, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's why I was saying it could be crappy cell phone video. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like an iPhone 2000 that takes 8K resolution, and I mean, it could have if it's a cheaper cell phone with bad low light
It
sensor in it,
glitches, yeah.
you
Or
could,
Yeah, it'll definitely be glitchy. I'm being the most nitpicky person possible right now because like it
Yeah.
always does annoy me when I see like modern digital technology have TV static on it.
that's why I typically just say it gets pixelated. That's the term that
Yeah.
because that's the digital version of static. So if you say the image gets dark and pixelated, I think you'll accomplish the exact same thing without irking certain people like Joseph, who will catch on to that. I kind of was I totally didn't catch it when you guys were reading that there was static or on that, but when you mention it, it is something that when I write and I'm talking about a digital video feed that I want to have the same static effect, I just say that it gets all pixelated.
Unless we're dealing with a supernatural entity that causes static and
There
it's
you go.
a
Yeah.
theme throughout the entire story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, John,
There
you
we
don't
go.
know this
Then I'm
ghost doesn't make
completely wrong.
static.
Well, EMF fields can affect it, but they wouldn't create the static. So that anyway,
If
that's
it's
for
a
the writer to
monster
figure
made
out.
out of TV static,
It's a very simple change, folks.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. For me, and again, this is nitpicky stuff, but I feel the script uses a lot of italics. I mean, unless my eyes are failing me, but I feel like these like italics are like every action line, and
Yeah, that's how I formatted it in Final Draft, and obviously that could change as well.
Okay, yeah, like the only time to use italics is when you're like referring to a title or something. So, but it's a small thing. You are correctly having the boss off screen up here. Down here, the boss needs to continue to be off screen because he's talking through the walkie-talkie.
Oh, and there was one line that the boss should have had a dialogue.
Yeah,
there, right there,
that was
top of
missing.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there was one. Yeah, off of
There,
Brenda.
top of page 8.
Yeah. I think right here, right? Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, right. Must be those asshole kids, and then this is the boss right there. Yeah. But anyway, that's
the boss.
yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
the boss.
I was
That
wondering,
the boss.
like, why is she calling herself?
Yeah, why is she calling herself? Anyway, there you go.
Cool. I posted in Discord the link to the teaser reel
Yeah,
that goes with this.
it looked pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it gets a little bit of the tone and the feel to it, and where it goes. But yeah, thank you guys. That was a very creative reading.
Well, now
I
you
really
get
enjoyed
to the fun part, which is sticking around and creating
Yeah,
someone
well,
else.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, to us, yeah.
Yes.
He submitted the script to like contests and stuff. I think.
Oh,
And-
excellent.
Yeah, it's
Good
won a couple
stuff.
of awards. So
Yeah.
Cool.
I
But
mean,
it's
I've
changed.
definitely
It's
filmed
interesting
worse
that you-
scripts.
it's interesting that you mentioned the calling it two cold opens. I got some notes from some coverage that was done, actually from the Austin Film Festival, and there's two flashbacks because there's quite a bit of story about that takes place in 1948 that sets up a lot of, if you will, the kind of the supernatural aspects of it, and they one of the suggestions was, so you should split that up and put that as the opening. And so I just ripped it out and put it back in the opening. I write on beats, so it's kind of modular, and I
Yeah.
just grabbed the beat and moved it someplace else. And
Mhm.
I've gotten positive feedback from this structure over the other ones. I think, as you guys have pretty much identified, is that the first 10 pages are kind of engaging, and there you go. And again, thanks for the reading.
They're hooks, and I'm hooked. I want to read the rest and find out the mystery.
I'm sorry that I lack a Dutch accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of Chinese, an interesting choice, but you know, what the heck.
Sorry, I'm Asian. What you gonna do?
She is.
So I tried to do like a Paul Verhoeven. It's like bitches.
Yeah,
Yes,
bitches leave. Yeah.
Bitches leave. Yes, I think you say bitches leave.
There
So,
we go. All right.
oh, Did I just see serial twins?
Is that
Yep.
bad?
Oh, it's there.
It's there.
What
It's
is that
there.
bad?
No, I just okay. No,
All right.
it's
I
it.
mean,
Well, Robert,
might
I invite
actually
you to
hit
stay
time
for the
limit,
rest
which
of
would be
the
nice.
scripts we're going to go over.
Okay.
What were you saying, Danny?
Oh, I'm just like, oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's serial twins. I know there's
Harpies.
Joseph like
Yeah.
updated the PSA script. Mostly it's here for a punch up, but I actually want to do a punch up exercise. So that's always fun.
Okay.
And didn't Draco probably like
Yeah.
deliver
Draco
two or
did.
five things?
Well, yes.
Yeah, he's got like 6 different ones. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
wait,
Not
Draco's
really.
Also.
Yeah.
Like a new script or like
I
an
mean, he can
edit?
take a week off, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We need serial twins though. I mean, come on.
We do need
Yeah.
serial twins.
Yeah.
So he
Okay.
wrote page 50 to 60,
50 to
which
60.
I'm not sure if he was intending that to be PDF pages 50 to 60 or comic book pages.
Well, I mean, how many pages is the doc? Or it's the same
Oh
doc.
yeah.
The document goes to 80.
Oh my god.
Do we remember what we actually read last?
All right, last time they were all right. They had the show.
Oh, I remember that she was
Yeah,
speaking
yeah.
in the well-lit hallway.
the backpack and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She was sneaking through the well-lit hallway, trying to avoid the other students who don't care about her.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So they're sitting at the
This
table.
looks familiar.
Yeah.
Copy and paste. Yeah, suspect.
I remember that line being stupid.
Yeah.
Danny's getting started early. All right.
So we're probably at page 50 of the actual like.
I think
Yeah,
we were
50,
on comic page 50. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Comic page
Comic
50.
page 50.
Okay.
So Robert, just FYI, a lot of us are producing comics. So I'm sure you'll find it really, really interesting to see that it's a very similar and weirdly different format.
I get the weirdly different. Yes.
But like,
Yeah.
I make comics and I work in film, and it's actually probably good for my writing to be doing a bit of both.
Yeah.
All right. I will narrate.
I do remember this. That's right. Catherine was going to go do some MDKs with her butterfly knife.
That's right. Wide shot of Catherine standing, grabbing a butterfly knife from her duffel bag and tucking it in her waistband. Panel 2. Wide shot. True stage of Catherine marching to the neighbor's door in the dimly lit hallway, banging on the door. Panel 3, medium shot of the neighbor's door cracking open, revealing a mother with a bruised eye peering out nervously. You want to be the mother?
Yes.
Catherine looking at the mother with empathy, her tone soft. We need a
Are
Catherine.
you okay?
Page 51, panel 1, medium shot of mother trying to close the door, but Catherine wedges her foot in the frame.
I'm fine.
Panel 2, close up
In
of
the panel
Catherine's
frame or in
Lord.
the door frame?
Both. The panel
door
frame
I'm
is
gonna
the
go
door frame. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Why would she wedge her foot in the panel frame? That would be dumb.
What if
She's trying to break out of the comic.
the panel frame?
Yeah, you're trying to figure out the comic book. I'm done.
Yeah. The mom's just done. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Panel
Let's go.
2, close up of Catherine's foot jammed in the door frame as she speaks firmly.
What are you doing?
I'm
I'm
trying to keep the
Am I
stranger
getting like?
from
Am I
entering
getting
my
like
house
home
without my
invasion
permission.
I'm aiming for home invasion vibes.
Yeah.
Mommy's going into something.
Yeah.
Wide shot of Catherine pushing her way into the apartment. Her determination.
Oh my
is evident.
god, home invasion! I don't even need to do anything. The writer's doing it.
Leave.
All right, what are you saying, Danny?
No.
Danny, what was your?
I don't even need to give vibes. The writer's already done it for me.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, you need to leave.
Panel 4, medium shot of Catherine glancing around the room, her focus on locating the source of the crying. Panel 5, close up of Catherine hearing the sound of running water behind a closed bathroom door. Page 52, panel 1, wide shot of Catherine bolting towards the bathroom door, her movement swift and purposeful. Panel 2, close up of Catherine kicking the door open, the door frame splintering from the force. Panel 3, medium shot of Catherine pulling out her butterfly knife, flipping it open with a practiced motion.
So she can kick down a
Is
bolted
she
door,
just
but she doesn't have
assaulting
superpowers.
The wife.
Yeah.
No, she just brushed past the wife and is running to the bathroom.
And
Yeah.
she's breaking stuff now.
Yes.
This actually is a home invasion scene.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It's a home
yes,
invasion.
absolutely.
It's home invasion.
Panel
Our
one.
hero
Yeah,
is
follow along.
Yes,
breaking
the
into
heroes
your
are doing
apartment.
strange
Okay,
things
okay.
again. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Panel one. Wide shot of Catherine dragging the blade across the shower curtain, slicing it cleanly. The curtain drops to the floor. Panel
Because
two.
she can't just slide it open like a normal person.
Right.
No,
That wouldn't
no,
look cool.
break everything.
Yeah.
Panel two. Medium shot of a naked husband standing in the bathtub, dumbfounded with water streaming down his face. The curtain lying on the ground before him. Who the hell are you? Panel three. Close up of Catherine punching the husband square in the jaw. His head snaps to the side. Panel four. Wide shot of the husband slipping unconscious in the bathtub. Panel five. Medium shot of the mother standing in shock, her hands trembling as she speaks.
You can't do that.
Breaking and entering, assault and battery.
Oh my god.
God.
Assault with a deadly
going on?
weapon.
Yeah. Anyway.
Panel six. Close up of Catherine turning to the mother, her expression calm but firm.
And neither can he.
Panel seven. Close up of Catherine
Yes.
gently caressing her mother's bruised eye.
Make sure they arrest him this time. That is, if you're tired of protecting him.
If
Oh,
she was
yeah.
tired of protecting him, she probably would have called the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait. Okay. So
is
what?
she an abused wife or something?
Yes. That's yes.
That is the implication.
That
yeah.
is the implication. Is Catherine was stopping a domestic violence scene.
The implications that our
vigilante
heroes
way
being
possible.
heroic.
Right.
Right.
Okay,
breaking
wait.
into his
But
apartment
she
to
was
assault
not
people.
stopping a domestic abuse situation in
He's
progress.
in the shower.
He was in the shower.
Yeah.
So
Like-
breaking and entering, assault
Yeah.
and battery,
Yes.
and he's naked. So
Yeah.
sexual assault.
I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
Okay,
depends
sure.
on where she hit him. Not
Yeah.
if it's in
In
the
the
face.
face,
In the
apparently.
jaw.
So.
I mean, she's got a weapon, so at least aggravated
But-
assault.
I want to get
Yes.
back to the story. so
Okay,
we
let's just
find
go.
out if these two are able to repair their reputation for violence.
Okay.
Unjustly deserved.
Wait, but wasn't Catherine the one that wanted to give up the life of violence and go to school?
No, I thought
Is that
she
what
was the one
this
who
is
wanted
now?
to murder everyone possible
Oh
in
my
order to make
God.
sure that no
All
one
right,
thought she
panel
was a
one.
murderer.
Medium shot of the mother breaking down, sobbing as Catherine turns to leave. Panel two, wide shot of Catherine standing in the neighbor's kitchen, spotting the little boy hiding under the table. His wide eyes peek out as he clutches a stuffed animal. Panel three, close up of the wall behind the table, a splattered birthday cake smeared on it, cake frosting drips on it like a carpet.
There's your
Bastard
Zack
little
Snyder
birthday.
shot there. So yeah.
Panel four, medium shot of Catherine crouching to meet the boy's gaze, her expression
fuck.
soft but pained.
Sorry, kid. Life isn't always like this.
Panel
Unless
five.
your parents were cannibals.
All right.
I wish the boy could just reply, go, "Who are you?" And-
Yeah.
Or like, bitch, get out of my house.
yeah, something like yeah. Panel five, flashback, wide
Flashback in the
shot.
middle of the fucking page. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Panel five, wide shot, flashback, wide shot of the Prescott Villa's dining room adorned with red balloons and streamers. A young Catherine and Megan, 8 years old, sit at a large table with 2 birthday cakes in front of them.
Happy 8th birthday, because that's how people talk anyway. Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Why are they off screen when they're on the panel?
Yeah.
That's an easy fix. Panel
Well, because usually you just say happy birthday, you don't specifically say happy 8th. But anyway.
Well, I mean,
You
they need their
can.
cow take
You
until
can,
they're
you can,
12 so they
you
can
can.
like
I mean,
grind them
like,
up in the meat grinder.
For a
Yeah.
little kid, you could say eight.
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah.
Fine. Panel 6, close up of the twins
Sure.
smiling. I was just happy they weren't eating like cannibal people stuff.
Oh, we don't know what's in the cake.
We don't
They
know.
haven't cut
There's
the
another
cake yet.
We don't know
It
what's in
could
the
be a cake of human
Yeah.
flesh.
Okay.
Panel 6, close up of the twins smiling and inhaling deeply, ready to blow out the candle.
Meat cake, meat cake, meat cake.
Whoa, what?
Wide shot of the front door bursting open. Boom. White officers fled in, their rifles raised, shouting commands. Panel 2, medium shot of the twins frozen in fear as 2 SWAT officers grabbed them by the arms. Panel 3, close up of Jake and Karen being slammed against the wall and cuffed. Despite the chaos, they offer reassuring smiles to their daughters. Panel 4, wide shot of the parents being escorted outside in handcuffs through the villa's large front window. The terrified twins watch from the arms of the SWAT officers. Panel 5, medium shot of the twins being loaded into a police van. The door slides shut with a resounding thud. Page 56, panel 1, wide shot exterior of an aged orphanage set against the backdrop of the sprawling Colorado mountains. The squad car pulls up to the wrought iron gate 6 months later. Panel 2, medium shot of Sister Lindsay, 60, standing outside the orphanage. Her white, stringy hair blows slightly in the wind. She watches the car with a calculated smile. Panel 3, close-up of a police car with a cleft palate. Police officer with a cleft palate stepping out of the car and opening the back door for the twins. The girls hesitate, frightened.
Ma'am, we're here for the Prescott twins. Take good care of them. Here are the Prescott kids. Sorry, not we're here. Yeah.
Panel 4, medium shot of Sister Lindsay reaching for the twins' hand, her expression warm but unnerving. Panel 5, wide shot of Father Miller, a thin and weary priest, holding up a camera as the officer's Sister Lindsay and the twins pose for a photo. The officer's hand rests stiffly on one of the twins' shoulder.
Which one, Rucker?
That's a good question.
Officer, why don't you join us? It is a special day after all.
Okay, we got it.
Okay. Officer, why don't you join us? It's a special day after all.
Diane wants Sister Lindsay.
She's
all right.
Taking the character.
Close up of the camera's flash going off as Father Miller takes the photo. 57, panel 1, interior shot of Sister Lindsay's chamber. The twins sitting nervously across from her. Sister Lindsay smiles, her hands clasped tightly around her rosary.
I personally requested to rescue you girls.
Panel 2, close up of Sister Lindsay's face, her smile fading as her expression turns somber.
You remind me of my daughter.
Panel 3.
Don has a daughter?
What?
What religion are they?
That's gonna have
She's
a past
been
life.
around.
Okay, look.
That's
if a
I guess.
Okay,
I just
if a university can have bullies, a nun can have a daughter.
Okay, yeah.
well, universities do have bullies. They just do typically act like high school bullies.
That's right. Yeah.
They're
They act like college bullies.
Okay.
Just because she's a nun doesn't mean she's Catholic. It could be a weird cult in this comic that we don't know
It's
about.
true. What if she's a Buddhist nun?
Yeah.
Medium shot. I think it'll be a monk.
Don't get married either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The
But
You don't need to be married to have kids.
Yeah. Panel 3, medium shot of twins exchanging a worried glance, their fear growing. Panel 4, close up of Sister Lindsay gripping her rosary tighter, her knuckles whitening as her face.
she has a rosary, so
Slightly.
Yeah.
I know what's best.
I feel like every character would say that.
You're getting some mommy
Why is
Yeah.
action slight unless it's incredibly manic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panel 5, wide shot of Sister Lindsay raising from her chair, towering over the twins who shriek back into their seats. Panel 6, medium shot of the twins being led out of the chamber by a nun. Their expressions blank, but clearly unsettled.
So is it blank or is it unsettled?
Good question. 58, panel 1, nighttime shot of the orphanage dormitory. The twins are in their bottom bunk, whispering quietly as the other girls sleep. Panel 2, medium shot of a large female bully standing at the foot of the bunk, pointing at Catherine's shoes.
I want your shoes.
Panel 3, close-up of Catherine clutching her shoes protectively.
No.
Panel 4,
Great delivery.
grabbing Catherine and trying to yank the shoes off her feet. 59, panel 1, wide shot of Megan kicking the bully in the head from the top bunk, knocking her back. Panel 2, medium shot of Megan jumping down, standing protectively in front of Catherine.
Don't you ever touch my sister.
Panel 3, wide shot of the defeated bully walking away, throwing a parting threat over her shoulder.
Just wait. Sister Lindsay's going to whip you like a horse.
Panel 4, small cliffhanger, close up of the twins lying in their bunk, their eyes wide open in the dark, afraid. And that's
Is cliffhanger?
Oh my
there
god.
we go. All right, that
I'm
was
pretty sure that's not a
50 to
type of
59
camera.
right there. So there we go.
Why were the
all right.
twins wearing shoes in bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right
well,
there.
Wait, Robert. Of all the things in this story, that's your question.
I mean,
Robert is not aware of how crazy this story is.
But in 10 pages.
I want to say,
Tip of the iceberg.
I want to say, all right. First off, we're going to go over
Yes, no one acts like people.
yeah,
No.
positive things which this crew sometimes find hard. But
It's hilarious.
It was hilarious.
I gotta say, yeah, like it's
Yeah.
enjoyable. I
It is a manic kind of crazy. That's
You
just
know,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's enjoyable. It's presenting a world which is pretty crazy. And I mean, like a lot of characters seem to be acting as though they have
Are cartoons?
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like kind of like divinely like they have knowledge of like what is best for people that seems
Right.
beyond like
Yeah.
subject. It's not like this would be subjectively right. I think it's more like this is absolutely completely right, and you are going to like
Yeah.
you are being abused by this man. I'm going to break into your place. I'm going to beat the guy up. I'm going to probably freak
Yeah.
out your kid, and I'm going to leave because that's the
But-
right thing to do. And
It's totally normal
Well,
behavior.
After a
Yeah.
flashback, I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna stand here and zone out for a bit, and then I'm gonna leave. Yeah.
Uh,
but
For the record, while staring at the 8-year-old,
Yeah.
while holding a knife out.
A knife. Yeah. Anyway, so my positive, I'll just get it out of the way.
okay,
If he films this exactly like Troll 2, it'll work perfectly, and then it'll be great. Yeah. So
I mean,
Yeah.
it's yes. So
Yeah.
like it's I find the story intriguing, and it's
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
way
if you
it's
want to dissect it, it's like a dead frog.
there's
Look,
there's
I
big
think
bones.
This
Okay.
is the
Like,
best 10 pages in a
Yeah.
row of this story I've read.
yeah. Yeah.
If the entire story was like this, it would almost be my kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like watching someone utterly wrong-headedly just perform crimes in order to clear their name from crimes they've been accused of.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked the Peacemaker show.
yeah
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
And I do
Yeah.
love Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now I know I've just given Serial Twins an unfairly good name by comparing it with something like Peacemaker.
Daddy's so hard.
But there's a version of this that is really interesting with these really very damaged people causing
Yeah.
more trouble than they could ever possibly fix. I really wish, as usual, that this book was about any of that
Yeah.
and not about shenanigans in a university gymnasium full of high school students.
That's right. Yeah.
John.
There's so much I don't know.
Yeah. No. It's
We should have had him go first.
All right.
yeah.
John.
No, this was hilarious. This was like the totally batshit. This is awesome. I'm
I'm often reminded of Aaron way back when.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That is exactly this.
But
The-
did John
And I wonder, well, I
Mm.
mean, Aaron had developmental issues. I'm not saying that Rutger does or doesn't. I don't know.
I think
Wow.
I don't know why you guys
Aaron's-
throw these details. I'm just going based on story, on scripts and story. That's all I'm doing.
No, it's just. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry.
Yo.
No, it does, and I loved Erin when she wrote crazy stuff.
She
It
wrote
was
crazy
great.
stuff, and it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is freaking awesome. It's
Yeah.
like, how crazy is it going to get? Is it
Yeah.
going to get crazier? And it's
Mm.
it's really good.
Yeah.
It would be funny if it got less crazy as it went on, but
No, it has to get more crazy.
I know, but it would just be like exactly the opposite
Yeah.
though. So yeah.
Joseph.
I don't even know where to start with this. Completely out of context. I have no clue what the tone is supposed to be, or if I'm supposed to laugh at it. It was great.
You're not.
It
It's
was
supposed to be
genuinely
good.
psychotic. I got my hopes up so much for meat cake and cannibal cake during that.
Yeah.
Right? That went nowhere,
All
right?
right,
Like,
Joseph,
yeah.
you got me there.
Yeah. Oh
So
man.
I'm totally stealing that idea, by the way, for my next horror comic. Is
There you
cannibal
go.
cake. Kids
Yeah.
being force fed a cannibal cake.
There
So
we
thank
go.
you for the $3 million.
No problem.
You're welcome.
Meat cake. Meat cake.
All right,
Meat cake.
Robert,
Meat
what-
cake.
What did you like about the story?
Well, actually, I liked that they were pretty distinct characters.
Mhm.
That even as spare as it was, I also felt that I'm assuming I only know this slice of it, that it was being played for humor. And I think that could work, having them be psychotic and having it end up being something that you nervously laugh at throughout, like the cannibal cake idea. So if it were able to, if it starts off like that, which I don't know, and it continues in the vein that I saw it, I think it could be actually an odd laugh.
A black comedy.
Yeah.
You bet. Black
Yeah.
as it gets.
The opening scene, Robert, so you know, is the two twins are in the basement with their parents, and their parents are grinding up human meat and feeding it to teenagers trapped in cages.
Yeah.
That is literally the opening scene, and then it just goes batshit crazy after that.
But like
Yeah.
not
Like, it
good
starts
batshit
out-
crazy. Like they somehow are trying to break into a public university.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In which no room is actually locked.
It turns into Buffy the Vampire Slayer with like Law and Order or something like
With-
that. Anyway, like,
with
Yes, it would
Texas
be like-
Chainsaw Massacre, you know,
Yeah.
barbecue
Yeah.
people.
Larry had a good point. It would be like as if the first 5 minutes was the darkest, grittiest vampire story you ever
Yeah.
saw, and then after that's done, it turns into Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like on a dime. That's
after it's
basically-
done, it turns into the Babysitters Club. Let's be honest.
I didn't see, but the Babysitter's Club.
No, so yeah.
Something utterly toothless.
So you had
Well, so was Buffy.
no, this is
No. Have you seen
Buffy had
season?
Buffy had some good drama.
Buffy
in
had
it,
lots
but
of
for the-
tea.
but
Has anyone written a story yet about a vampire that loses all his teeth?
We
That's actually
lost
good.
it. Yeah.
I mean, Vasquez did, sort of. With
So,
like the walrus
positive.
vampire.
Yeah. Diane, go ahead.
positives. Okay, so again, I'm still waiting for the more of the cannibal kids, and I still want more of that. But
we didn't get
I
it with
don't-
Cannibal Cake, so I don't think you're going to get Cannibal Kids anymore.
no, that's so bad. But I will say that this is probably the second most enjoyable pages I have read of this story so far, because it reminds me so much of the exploitation films that I enjoy a great deal, that are batshit crazy, like Pieces, and
Oh, I love
Slumber-
that movie.
yeah, Pieces and Slumber Party Massacre 2. So and
Yeah.
very odd little things like that where people don't really act like people. They just kind of like they act like just throw stuff out there and hopefully it works. So I'm still reading this like this is Pieces. This is what I'm reading. So you have very, gritty murders and then like really weird like school investigation thing happening at the same time. It's totally bizarre and but really, really fun. And I'll save criticism for later.
Well,
I think that's all the positive stuff.
Yeah.
Is it fun, Danny? No.
I mean,
Larry, have you gone?
we were
Yeah.
talking about
No, I
Troll
went.
2
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I still wish this was Troll 2.
Right.
It's still
Yes.
not like
Yeah.
I mean, I think the fact that Diane and I both agree this is the second best chunk of the book so far,
Yes.
and I think everyone agrees the best chunk of the book was the first 2 pages, 3 pages now,
Mhm.
whatever.
It was
That
like there's
scene.
2.5 pages. Yeah.
Yeah, those 2.5 pages are the best piece of the book you have, and the second that you got back to anything like that, we're into your Godzo bullshit.
Yeah.
In a way that we weren't for the intervening 40-something pages, should indicate that those pages aren't working. I still don't think they're working. I'm not sure if these pages are working, but something was definitely happening for like the first 4 of them, and that was a crime.
Hmm.
That was interesting to watch.
I mean, I would say, and kind of going into constructives, we have all felt wronged
Yeah.
and observed what we felt was injustice
Mhm.
and taken action against other people. And a lot of times through our own experience, we discover that it ends with people don't gather around and clap and say you're a hero. It ends negatively. And then sometimes people will give you advice like, don't just do shit because you're angry or out of spite or pride or whatever.
Mhm.
So here, we have basically kind of, I mean, it's not exactly a revenge story because we still don't know who wronged the twins outside of their parents. And so, the twins were wrong. They had a bad upbringing. They were fed people, and they shouldn't have been. And now they're vigilantes who have been framed for being violent. And in a quest to try and right that, they do everything
as violently as possible.
As violently as possible.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I mean, there's a real comedy there that I think, quite frankly, should be the core of the story, like a dark comedy about messed up people who are clearly taking a bad course of action.
Mm-hmm.
And when we know it, like the writer knows it, the audience knows it, and we're going to expect that the twins are going to suffer consequences for their bad actions. And my prior notes have all kind of pointed out that so far they have not really been made to suffer for their many transgressions.
Yeah.
Which in this case would include breaking and entering and assault. Which and look, this is not the first time they've assaulted someone violently. This is not,
they nearly murdered someone in that gym scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're very violent people. And they leave a wake of victims. And so far, nothing bad has happened to them. And that's where like the irony is they're out to correct their reputations for being violent people. And,
yeah.
It's
anyway. It's kind of like it's like an anime level of violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when the girl kicks the dude and he goes flying into orbit, and then 2 seconds later he's standing next to her like it never happened.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me like their displays of violence are kind of like that. Just off the wall, batshit crazy, not in anywhere in the realm of reality. And I think is what I liked about these pages is just that how batshit crazy everything was. And I think as long as he keeps going in that direction, I think this is going to be great. And, once people come to terms with the fact that the dark, gritty child cannibalism that we got on the first 3 pages is gone and not coming back, because we just saw the parents get arrested. So there's no more child cannibalism.
Months online telling us that shit ain't coming back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. So it's kind of like, I think as long as his readers come to terms with that and decide to embrace this maniac, the Zaniac, I think he's going to do great.
Sure.
And yeah, I say keep going. These were awesome, and I like where this is going. Give us more crazy.
And who else wants to go?
I guess I haven't given anything constructive. It's hard to, this being the only context of the story, hard to give any real feedback for you. I would say, though, that try to do more than the bare minimum of just describing what happens in every panel. Your job should be to also put us in that panel as well, so that way we could easily visualize it in our minds instead of just describing the action that's happening. Let us know, like I don't know if it took place in a house or an apartment complex or what, but like, what's the condition of that apartment complex or these homes? What's the living conditions like for the mom that's getting abused?
The mom that
what
maybe
else?
getting abused.
Yeah, maybe.
Baby getting abused. Everything, like, one of the reasons why this just feels so gonzo out there is, like, I feel like this person's experience when it comes to abusive relationships or whatever is just a bunch of shit he saw on TV and didn't really, like, have anything to do with it ever. It was just like, well, yeah, obviously, like, you have your wife getting beaten, so, like, you got to do something to step in there, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would just say be more descriptive.
You're probably right, honestly, about the bunch of stuff that he saw on TV. So
I would hope he's not actually abusing anybody right now domestically, you know, but
I want a meat cake for my birthday.
when's your birthday? Your birthday's coming up, right, Danny?
It's in August.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's coming up.
Oh god.
I mean, it's always coming up because I'm not dead.
So we gotta start planning now.
You're right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like how many bodies do you need to fill a meat cake?
Mm.
You got to start collecting those corpses.
And they had 2 birthday cakes. They're spoiled fucking kids.
Right?
Yeah, like who does that?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't the point of twins so you don't have to like waste so many resources on them? They can just share everything.
Sure. Yeah. Wow.
Or 2 little cakes.
Well,
you have the
Oh, that'd
brain
be a
cake.
funny small detail.
then-
Yeah, you have like their cupcakes because the parents can afford real cakes.
you know, it would be funny if they were like huge, like 3-tier cakes. I think that's where you should go. With
Yeah, even
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the cake should be cut in half with a little bit of
There-
blood
oh.
dripping out of it.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like totally. Like that's what I say. Like meat cake.
That would be too interesting, though. So you know.
Oh no, we can't have it.
Intestines, eyeballs, a
Yeah.
face.
Pancreas is
See,
everywhere.
that's part of the humor that this lends itself to is if they did these things, you could leave the audience always wondering, the viewer or the reader always wondering, like, is that just decoration on there and they're having fun with the kids, or are those really eyeballs?
Mm.
And you could have like a full 2-page spread, like build up, payoff of the parents playing "Here Comes the Airplane" with a piece of meat cake.
Okay, so just for the record, now that we're all talking about our headcanon of the meat cake, can we just move on to another story?
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't think we're really adding very much that's going to help Rutgers. It's,
Wow.
you
I
know,
mean, he's not going to take it anyway. So
he's
we're-
incredibly
yeah.
committed to his vision for this.
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Your vision is fine. Don't change a thing.
God
All
damn
right.
it, Dan.
So I don't actually see pages from Joseph. Am I missing any?
Oh, bloody hell. Let me just go upload them.
Yeah. Okay. They haven't been uploaded. Then I have an excuse. All right. Let's go.
We'll be
over
right back.
Harpies. John,
I'm
why don't
sorry.
you tell us about
I'm sorry,
Harpies?
ladies and gentlemen and lady. I do need to go.
No.
It's been really fun. And I will jump in the next time you have one of these. Which
Perfect.
I assume is
Next week.
Next week.
Perfect. Excellent. Thanks so much. You
Yeah,
guys were great.
Hey, take care.
Thanks
of
for sharing your work. It was a
Yeah,
lot of
Thank
fun.
you.
to
It
read.
was really good. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Bye. All right. Let's take
All
a
right,
look.
I'm uploading now what I think is the correct draft.
All right.
Luckily,
Mm.
Joseph does version control. So if he uploads another one in the next 5 minutes, just pick the one with the higher number.
All right, here we go. Present. Share screen. Now we're gonna go Greenhouse of Doom, PSA. All right, here.
So yeah, I'll just give the background, which is why I suggested this come back. Is
Okay.
so we were here last week, right? I
Yeah.
emailed Joseph a whole bunch of notes. He implemented them. I think this is really good.
Yeah.
And one of the things I sent over was just a ton of like variations and jokes and like other stuff he could do because like I made a lot of room for him. And most of that stuff sort of happened. And then I just thought, you know what? Let's just bring it here for everyone.
And
be
then
like,
just to make sure, the file itself, this should be called the 7th draft.
you should upload that then.
Well, ignore this. These pages go away then. All right, where were we? We were back on Harpies. then.
Back to Harpies.
Back to
I'll
Post it-
upload the
upload
correct
your
version
script.
right
Sounds
now.
so excited. Yeah. No.
I don't know how late you guys want to go. I mean, if we want to do
I
Joseph's
mean, it's
stuff,
been 2 hours. Oh yeah.
do we want to do this next week?
Yeah.
Next week.
All right.
Next week,
fine.
yeah.
Okay. Then we will do this next week, and we'll go over more pages. And I'm
That
glad
works.
we have everybody submitting all these scripts
Yeah.
and
We do appreciate it.
writing. Yeah. And
Draco, we will get to your stories soon. I promise.
Yeah. I'll hold off next week, and then we'll do Draco's story instead. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how many he's uploaded by then.
well, he just has to pick one.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh
All right.
my God.
Well, next week then.
Hmm.
Till next time. Enjoy. Keep writing. And maybe present some